This program aims to find solutions to your medical queries. It seeks answers to common health problems that have been hounding you. We will help you out in finding answers to your medical concerns. I'm Angel Jacob and this is MedTalk, your weekly on-air health consultation here on the Solar News Channel. Joining us tonight is Ms. Socorro Balderramos, nutritionist dietitian from the National Kidney and Transplant Institute. She's also one of the board of directors of the Nutritionist Dietitian Association of the Philippines. Also with us is Ms. Cristel Alvaran, nutritionist dietitian from the Manila Doctors Hospital. Good evening, Socorro. Cristel, welcome to the show. Tonight we're talking about nutrition.
Yes.
Very interesting topic, very fun topic. And but before we do that, we'd like to understand first the meaning of nutrition and why it is important to one's health.
Yes.
Socorro?
Okay. Nutrition, simply defined, is the science of food in relation to health.
Yes. Okay. So it's simple as that.
Yeah.
Food is a science.
When we, in furtherance, no, it is also concerned with absorption, digestion, and the relationship of the nutrients inside the metabolic pathway of our body.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
Cristel.
In addition to that, or in summing it up, we can say that nutrition is the provision of sufficient nutrients that a human being needs depending on what life cycle they're in. When we say life cycle, it can be whatever age you're in or physical activity that you're involved in. So it's a very, very wide, it has a very wide coverage when we talk about nutrition.
No? Depends on the age, lifestyle,
Yes.
and the availability
Yeah.
food.
of food. No? So what is good nutrition?
Good nutrition actually is the, as she mentioned, that is from the infancy, your intake from the infancy up to the later stage of your life. So practically, food is a basic necessity.
Yes. But from infancy, good nutrition, we talk about good nutrition, it's not consistent as you get older because
Yes.
you're faced with so many
Factors.
choices, there's so many different types of food, your lifestyle changes, so you're not able to continue on the good nutrition that was passed on by your mom, your dad, your family members until you get older. So let's talk about infancy first, just a little bit about
infancy.
that. Good nutrition when you're an infant.
Breast milk.
Okay.
Yeah, that's breast milk is still best for babies up to
Babies,
2 years of
2 years
age. We nutritionists, we don't recommend formula milks for children up to 2 years of age or babies up to 2 years of
As
age
much as
because
possible.
we believe that breast milk has the sufficient amount of nutrients that a baby will need until that baby is 2 years old.
So after 2 years old, what should the baby be eating? What type of food?
Yeah.
Okay, in addition to what she said, you can breastfeed your babies up to 2 years old. But when the baby hits 6 months old, you can introduce additional solid food. That is what we call the complementary feeding, leading now to the better or what we term good nutrition. Okay. But due to the lifestyle, basically we encourage that mothers should breastfeed their babies. Because it's one of the best or the healthiest food for the babies.
Yeah. So breast milk for the mom, for the babies, and that's, as you mentioned, it's one of the
in
healthiest.
6 months' time, you can introduce your solid food.
Okay, now let's introduce the solid foods to a toddler. Until what age should they be enjoying this type of food?
Okay. When we term infant, we refer to the 0 month up to the 12th month. So basically, the food of this of the young or the infant is what we call the milk. Okay. When the infant or 13 months, that is what we call the very young. Okay, or it's still an infant because infant refers up to 0 month up to 3 years. But what is the critical period in as a dietitian is how to provide the food, and that is the milk up to the 12 months. What I term as the 6 months, you complement or you introduce now the solid food. But it's still that's the difficult part when you raise your the infant, because they cannot talk.
Yes.
Okay.
They can't tell you what they want.
Yes.
They can tell you if they don't like it.
Yeah.
That's why as we plan the food or the formula or the milk or the food intake of the infant up to the 3 years old.
Okay.
Now, when the child reach 4 years, okay, that's what we term now the toddlers. That is, the child now is will be introduced to the next age group, and that is the 4-year-old up to the 6 years old or 7-year-old.
So the 4 to the 6, this is the time that they
Toddler.
get to discover all these different types of food, and the parent, whatever the parents are eating, that is what they will introduce to their children. So this is also the stage where they start to go to school.
Yeah.
Yes.
And let's now move on to those who are going to school already. Good nutrition for the kids who are going to school, in terms of baon and in terms of picking out or choosing wisely what to buy from their canteens.
Okay.
These children kasi, at this age, they're very, very critical to feed. Parang they're the hardest people to feed. That stage. They become very interested with a lot of things. What we recommend for them is to, when the mothers prepare their snacks, you let them join to prepare in preparing their snacks. Kasi at this age, kung ano yung piniprepare nila together with their parents, they see it as their own.
Or example of what they should prepare for their kids as baon.
Yeah, example of easy to prepare meal for them. A complete meal is a sandwich. You can put vegetables, you can put meat, which is a source of protein, and you can put bread. If you're not fond of white bread, you can use wheat bread if you want your children to really start. And I would like to add with Ma'am Socorro said, you should start practicing your children from childhood na talagang yung kinakain nila is healthy, para up to dun tumanda sila, pinapractice nila yun. Kasi what you practice inside your home, they will bring it outside, diba? And then when they show it at class na, I have something with me that I prepared, the people become interested, yung classmates na diba? Kasi yung stage na yun parang medyo sila this is mine, diba? Meron pa nga tayong toddler's creed na everything na ginawa natin, akin pa rin yan, and yun, ganun sila.
So in making it their own, like what you mentioned, no, Cristel, they carry that into adulthood. And now, let's say that these children have moved on to adulthood, and they're faced with so many different choices, so many different food groups. In choosing a meal, what should consist, what should be on their plate? What is good nutrition for an adult?
Okay, that's the balanced diet. Good nutrition is also synonymous with the balanced diet. Okay, balanced diet, we have the food exchange list when we are in our nutrition clinic back at the hospital. So in layman terms, as early as the 3 years old, the 7 years old, as parents, you have to introduce now what are the basic food groups. Okay. So learning method like the go, the grow, and the glow food.
Okay.
That's the basic when we
Go,
teach.
grow, glow.
Yeah. So when we talk of go, that's the energy, that's the bread, your sandwich. When we talk of your grow, that is your protein, that is your fish, your meat. And we talk of glow, that is your vitamins and minerals.
Yes.
Okay. As they go up the ladder, so we have to introduce now them to the new term, and that is food pyramid.
Yes.
Okay. The plate methods. Okay. And then the basic food exchange list, and that is the vegetables. Number one in the group would be the vegetable. A vegetable has two groups. The green leafy vegetable and the non-leafy vegetable. Okay. The talbos, let's say kamote, or the malunggay now. Okay. Pag the vegetable B group would be your kalabasa and your carrots. Followed by your fruits, your bananas, your oranges, your milk, your protein dish, your rice and cereals, your fats, and then your sugar. So basically, that's 7 food groups.
Yes. Okay. So this should all be present on your plate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amount. How about the amount of the 7 food groups on your plate?
So there are 3 basic parameters in computing for the diet. By the way, when we term diet, it's always, it has a negative impact on the viewer for everybody. When we talk of diet, it means we reduce the food. But technically, diet refers to the 24-hour food intake of an individual.
Okay. Would you like to add to that, Crystal,
Yeah, I
before
would
we go
like
to a break?
Add, when you say balanced diet, it should be individualized. So we should, we are talking about adulthood, no? So when adulthood, kasi iba na yung physical activity natin. So we can, this is the time when we consider the physical activity, kung ano yung mga ginagawa nila. And we use that kung ano din yung halimbawa state ng health nila, kung meron silang sickness, that is the time na yun yung kina-consider natin para maging individual siya sa calorie na kailangan natin and nutrients.
Okay, we'll talk about the calories, the nutrients. I know we're also going to talk about BMI,
Yes.
body mass index, how to compute for that when MedTalk returns.
Did you know that coffee, sugar, and alcohol are notorious nutrient destroyers? Drinking caffeinated drinks and alcoholic beverages can deplete important nutrients such as magnesium, vitamin A, thiamine, riboflavin, and niacin. The body needs over 50 nutrients daily to be healthy. That is why a variety of food is advised to be consumed every day. The Diliman Preparatory School makes it a point to implement healthy eating habits among the students.
I thought that the school's role and responsibility in terms of intervention, enhancement of the quality of life, awareness about healthy lifestyle is extremely significant. Some parents are not able to supposedly give their kids healthy food because they have no time.
Soft drinks and junk food are a major no-no in their school canteen.
The soft drink is completely prohibited. These are very painful steps to take because many of our concessionaires have left us, but it's them or us, and us in that family of Diliman Preparatory School includes from 3 years old.
To be able to do daily activities, the body needs to be nourished.
A good nutritious meal have advantages like it can help you increase immunity, increase productivity as well, enhance mental and physical development.
Nutrition is acquired through necessary vitamins and minerals in the form of food. But merely eating is not enough. Proper nutrition plays a vital role in having a healthy body.
Nutritious meal should compose of all the major food groups, meaning it should contain fruits, vegetable, grains, protein, and milk. Eating right will make you more healthy, meaning you're less susceptible to diseases, and it improves the quality of life.
The Diliman Preparatory School vows to continue its healthy eating program. What comprises a nutritious meal? What are the benefits of healthy eating? How can we fight malnutrition?
We are back here on MedTalk, still talking about good nutrition. So Socorro and Cristel, we saw the video that the Diliman Preparatory School has implemented. I even saw the food pyramid by the canteen, by the area where they buy their food. What can you say about that?
Okay. As early as 2000 or 2001, the diabetes educators, we formulated a module together with the UP PGH or UP Manila nurses and doctors from the Institute of Diabetes Foundation in UERM to try to introduce healthy and nutritious food to canteen or cafeteria of the school. And towards the years, as the years progresses, today it's already 2013, more and more schools and from the academe who offer healthy food choices. Not only from the school, it is also a directive or depending on the management of the certain institute that this canteen or the office cafeteria or restaurant should offer a healthy option. That is one criteria. For example, if some hospital have their concession,
yes,
okay, on their terms, let's say on their contracts or these terms, no, it is stated to offer a healthy meal. Not only for children, no, also we have to take care of the employees. And for our guests who will partake the food on that area, on that canteen or cafeteria restaurant, to still be with their corresponding diet or the prescribed diet or specific meal plan their physicians should require. So again, we go back to the to instill that everybody should follow now the proper way of eating or to promote good nutrition, as you mentioned. They go back now to introduce these healthy foods or these healthy options in the canteen. So let's say it's always related now with the increase in the morbidity and mortality, especially in connection with the Department of Health.
Yes.
No? Right now, we still have 10.8 to 12% who are still malnourished. Okay, and not only concerning malnutrition, no? In relation to that, not only malnutrition, but also not only the kind of food, but the lifestyle. Okay, the individual lifestyle is now the culprit, now leading to the what we call the
Malnutrition.
bad nutrition, as they say.
We talk about good nutrition, and we've established that there's Go, Grow, and Glow, there's the food pyramid, there's eating right and having the 7 food groups on one's plate. Now we go on to malnutrition. What exactly does malnutrition mean, and how is one undernourished? How does one become undernourished?
Malnutrition, ma'am. Let's first define malnutrition. Malnutrition is not only the deficiency of a certain nutrient. It can also be the excess or the imbalance of nutrients. So when it doesn't mean that you're thin, you're the only malnourished inside the class.
That is the thinking.
Yeah.
If you're thin, you are malnourished, undernourished.
But if you're very fat, you can be also, you might be
It's also
malnourished.
a form of
so
malnutrition.
Malnutrition. It can be obesity or other underlying, it might have underlying causes. We can, I mentioned also the imbalance, because we have nutrients in the body that work together. They're like tandem. So if you lack the other nutrients that works together with the other nutrient, you will still not have a good nutrition inside your body. That's why. So that's what malnutrition is. It's not just sole undernutrition, but it has a wide coverage.
Okay. Before we talk more about malnutrition, we have a Facebook question.
Yeah.
Cristel and Socorro. I have a very, very active lifestyle. Should I eat more carbohydrates over protein?
Okay. Should I answer it now?
Yes, yes, please.
Okay. So if you have a very active lifestyle, the more you need your carbohydrates.
Why do we need carbohydrates?
Because that is the source of energy, or that is the source of fuel of our body.
Okay.
Okay. It's not also good that we only have to load on our protein. Okay. What is the function of the protein in the body? That is to repair the muscle tissue, and that is the tonicity, proper tonicity of our muscle. Okay. If we will not consume appropriate amounts of your carbohydrates, then there is no energy in the body. We could not walk. We cannot talk. No. So the protein we eat, from your meat, your hot dog, your sausage, would be the one to be used as your energy. So there is already an imbalance.
Yeah, and that's how you get thin, because you don't have fuel inside your body, and then you break down your proteins, which gives you tone in your body, so it builds up your muscle.
Yes.
So once it is broken down, you get thin. So that's why other people are thinner.
Okay.
So because they don't have enough energy inside their body, they break down their proteins, and sooner pag na-use up na yung protein nila, they will break down even the fats inside their body.
So hence
That is
becoming
the
thinner, as you mentioned. Yes.
Miss Angel, that is the normal connotation. Okay. But the abnormal one is that you are overworking some of the major organs of your body.
Okay.
That's why for people who wants a weight management diet or on a weight reduction, there is a stages how to go about with your weight management or with your weight reduction.
Okay.
Okay. There are some individual, yung bato ba nila, tinamaan, okay, they have an acute kidney disease brought about by non-eating of the carbohydrates and only the protein. Na-overwork yung ating kidneys.
Okay. So, again, like what you mentioned, the balance.
The key is balance.
The key really is balance. And to balance that, I'm sure a lot of our viewers, even I am very curious to find out, how do we compute for our body mass index or the BMI without having to go far to have this computed for us?
The body mass index is the ratio of your body weight over your height. So the formula in getting the body mass index,
weight in kilos.
Yes, weight in kilos
over your height in meters squared.
Okay, weight in kilos over your height in meters squared. So that's your BMI.
Yes.
And when you figure out that BMI, how do you go about eating now once you figure that out?
There is a range.
We have indices.
The BMI, the for Filipino population, Filipino population, we are using the World Health Organization standard. And that is between 18.5 up to 24.9. Okay. That is the normal range. If you go beyond that, you progress now to the first degree overweight, second degree, until in furtherance, you're obese or your gross obesity. Okay. That is only one way of assessing your anthropometrics, the use of body mass index. There are plenty of okay.
Like indicators,
Yes.
or
And-
key factors
okay.
that contribute to one's
for
good health or
yes,
one's
okay.
malnutrition.
For example, ma'am, no? May oras pa ba? Okay. So, ma'am, yung iyong, what is this? Your forefinger,
Pointing finger.
iikot mo doon sa iyong wrists. Pwede rin itong iyong middle finger. Okay.
Okay.
Nag-overlap ba, ma'am?
Try ko. No, here, yeah. A little, just a little. What does that mean?
You have a small frame.
Okay.
Pag nagpang-abot lang siya,
Yes.
that you have a medium frame.
Okay.
At pag hindi magpang-abot yan, you have a big frame.
Okay. So the
Okay.
individual's frame will depend on the amount of food that one can take in.
Yeah. The first consideration would be, as we talk ahead, no? The age of the individual.
Okay.
Okay. Second would be the physical activity
All right.
of the individual. And third would be, what are the predisposing factor? For example, you're born with bad genes. Okay. Both of your parents are obese. Okay. Hindi mo nakasalanan yon.
But you can do something about
Yeah.
it.
You can do something about
So, ang pwede mong i-modify would be your physical activity. Okay. Just like saying, if you want to indulge in a glass of your soda, you have to work by, for example, you have to burn it so that you would not have in excess at least a 40-minute of walking.
40 minutes for maybe half a can,
Yeah.
maybe. Half a bottle.
Yeah,
Add to
depending
that.
on what she said. In addition to that, for example, it depends also. The calories you burn depends on kung ano yung weight mo din. Kasi iba-iba rin po yan. Halimbawa, ako, 50 kilogram, iba yung nalulose ko na weight against a 60 kilogram
Yes.
person. For example, we both walk 1 mile.
Okay.
Iba yung calories na mababurn niya, iba rin yung calories na maburn ko kasi we have different
Age.
weight and
Weight,
age.
age, lifestyle,
Yes,
predisposition
yeah,
to
yes.
all these other
And
diseases.
as you grow older, humihina yung metabolic rate.
Yes.
Okay, yes. We will talk about the metabolic rate. But first, we have a question from Facebook. Okay, our question is, I am on this no-meat diet. I've been on it for a year now, but why am I not losing weight? Okay, just eating. Didn't you mention earlier that the liver gets overworked? if
Yeah.
It's just
Your
all
kidneys.
protein.
All
But yeah,
protein.
let's answer the Facebook question first.
Liver and kidney as well might be overworked if you just indulge with protein. The person was a no meat diet, right? So the person might not having lose weight might be because
why?
nag-indulge siya sa other
Yes.
like carbohydrates
That
and
sugar.
fats. Oh, sugar.
Yes, that
Okay.
person should not be eating the meat. Okay. In fact, the question did not ask what kind of meat, the red meat or the white meat. Okay. When we talk of meat, we talk it collectively. Okay. You have no meat, but you are eating your donuts. Okay. You're drinking your sodas. Okay. It defeats the purpose of not eating the meat.
Okay.
Okay. Relatively, meat is always related to your intake, to the decrease of your cholesterol. What happened now if you are indulging much with your cakes, your chocolates, and the rest, you also accumulated over time your triglycerides, which is harder to manage than the cholesterol when we talk of diet alone. So might be that would be the first
cause
answer.
for her not
Yeah.
losing weight.
The
Briefly also, sorry to cut both of you, but briefly also, July is Nutrition Month, and a very short maybe message to our viewers before we go on what they should do or how is Nutrition Month coming along.
Yeah. Our theme for this year, July, is gutom at malnutrition sama-sama nating wakasan. So ito ay binasit dun sa isang Millennium Development Goal ng ating World Health Organization na hunger mitigate, eradication of hunger. So all over the world. So bakit kaya ini-specify na gutom at malnutrition? Katulad po ng sinabi namin kanina, yung malnutrition, hindi lang ito nagtutukoy dun sa kakulangan. Nagtutukoy din po ito dun sa sobra or hindi sapat na balanse. So kaya sabi natin gutom at malnutrition. So yun po yung theme natin ngayon.
At saka in addendum lang, no, not only for the World Health Organization, basically that's the medium-term development plan ng Pinoy administration and the 2010 up to the 2016. In fact, that program is already being evaluated and it should be done by 2015. That's why may mid-year evaluation na yan. Right now, yun yung sabi ko na meron pang consistent yung 10 to 11% up to 12% na Pilipino ay nasa poverty at may hunger. Okay, yan yung mga vitamin A. And another answer for that, napag-alaman na yung mga bata natin, yung mga child natin ay maliit para sa tamang height. That's why we go back now to the basic na magbigay ng indigenous and nutritious food sa school canteen.
And that's the goal of having Nutrition Month every July kasi umpisa pa lang ng klase.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, Socorro and Cristel, thank you very much for your
Thank you very
valuable
much.
information as nutritionists and dietitians. I'm sure our viewers learned so much to monitor what they eat in order to have a balanced meal, to have a healthy life, and to enjoy the food that they have in front of them. Thank you once again to Socorro Valderramos and Cristel Alvaran for enlightening us about tonight's topic. See you again next Tuesday on MedTalk, 10 p.m. on your scheduled on-air consultation on the Solar News Channel. This is Angel Jacob. Good night.
It has a very wide coverage when we talk about nutrition.
No? Depends on the age, lifestyle, and the availability of food. No? So what is good nutrition?
Good nutrition actually is as she mentioned, that is from the infancy, your intake from the infancy up to the later stage of your life. So practically, food is a basic necessity.
Yes. But from infancy, good nutrition, we talk about good nutrition, it's not consistent as you get older because you're faced with so many choices, there's so many different types of food, your lifestyle changes, so you're not able to continue.
Nutrition, simply defined, is the science of food in relation to health.
Yes. Okay. So it's simple as that.
Yeah.
Food is a science.
When we, in furtherance, no, it is also concerned with absorption, digestion, and the relationship of the nutrients inside the metabolic pathway of our body.
Oh, yes, Cristel.
In addition to that, or in summing it up, we can say that nutrition is the provision of sufficient nutrients that a human being needs depending on what life cycle they're in. When we say life cycle, it can be whatever age you're in or physical activity that you're involved in. So it's a very, very
on the good nutrition that was passed on by your mom, your dad, you know, your family members until you get older. So let's talk about infancy first, just a little bit about that. Good nutrition when you're an infant.
Breast milk. Okay. Yeah, that's breast milk is still best for babies up to 2 years of age. We nutritionists, we don't recommend formula milks for children up to 2 years of age, or babies up to 2 years of
As
age,
much as
because
possible.
we believe that breast milk has the sufficient amount of nutrients that a baby will need until that baby is 2 years old.
So after 2 years old, what should the baby be eating? What
okay.
type of food?
Yeah.
Okay, in addition to what she said, you can breastfeed or
Joining us tonight is Ms. Socorro Balderramos, nutritionist dietitian from the National Kidney and Transplant Institute. She's also one of the board of directors of the Nutritionist Dietitian Association of the Philippines. Also with us is Ms. Cristel Alvaran, nutritionist dietitian from the Manila Doctors Hospital. Good evening, Socorro. Cristel, welcome to the show. Tonight we're talking about nutrition.
Yes.
Very interesting topic, very fun topic. And but before we do that, we'd like to understand first the meaning of nutrition and why it is important to one's health.
Yes.
Socorro?
okay.
This program aims to find solutions to your medical queries. It seeks answers to common health problems that have been hounding you. We will help you out in finding answers to your medical concerns. I'm Angel Jacob and this is MedTalk, your weekly on-air health consultation here on the Solar News Channel.